We're going to stick with this holiday theme we've got going today. We're going to talk with South Coast Singers. President of this group, Dennis Eigers, joins us. Welcome to the program.
Thanks, Michael.
And you guys have a big Christmas show coming up on the 10th and then repeating on the 17th over in Mission Viejo. So tell us a little bit about what's going on with the show.
Well, let me just say just briefly about the group.
Sure,
So
absolutely.
the South Coast Singers has been in existence for about 25 years. And we've used the Geneva Church as one of our really best venues for a couple of reasons. One's the acoustics are great. Have you ever been in there? It's a really wonderful space. And of course, it's right here at Laguna Woods, which is terrific. It's one of our best attended shows. And the choir is now about 55 people, I would say. It's an adult choir, but we have some people who are in college age, and even a couple of ones that are younger than 18 in high school.
Okay.
So quite a wide range of ages, and a great director named Ray Medina, who's a local man trained at Chapman University and has about 15 years of high school choir experience.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's, a little bit of variety for a bit, everything in terms of the range, and you guys have been rehearsing since, September or something?
Yeah, early September.
Okay,
right.
Terrific. So tell us a little bit about what we're going to hear at the show on the 10th.
Yeah, it's really quite a wide-ranging selection of music. About half of it is choral pieces and half made up of soloists and small groups. So among the kind of, we have a lot of pop favorites like Winter Wonderland and White Christmas and things like that, but also some really wonderful, more classical pieces. Low, How a Rose Ere Blooming is something you've probably heard of, and it's goes back to the 15th century, was originally written in German.
Okay.
Which is something I didn't really know until this season we started singing it.
Oh, okay.
And it's just a fabulous thing. We're doing a gospel thing called Behold the Star, which was written at the Tuskegee Institute in Alabama. So those are kind of, I call it going from the sublime to the ridiculous. So that's the sublime.
Okay.
And the ridiculous is, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Oh, there's the fun, right?
Yeah.
We'll throw a little fun in there for the kids and everybody like that too.
Exactly.
How long have you been with the South Coast Singers?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Probably about 12 years.
About 12 years? Now you sound like you have this rich
I'm a
timbre, and you're the.
Yeah,
and are you up there too? Are you one of the performers? Do you
yeah,
join in?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I'm doing with another gentleman in the choir. I'm doing the Grinch song.
I was going to say, because you sound like you'd have the Grinch.
If you heard it, yeah, exactly. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Yeah, it's fun. It's
Yeah, it's a great time. So what is it like when you bring in, I know this is, a bit of an older group, but when you bring in the kids, the younger kids and that kind of thing, and they maybe, some of them, it's their first time doing this, and I'm sure you have 20, 30-year veterans doing it as well, but what's it like for them to have that first experience of a big show in front of an audience?
Well, the college age kids that are in there really came with our director, who is the director at the Dana Hills High.
Okay.
He's been there for about 6 years now, but he has lots of high school choral experience. So they were students at Dana Hills who have now, one of them's at Saddleback, another one, and they sort of followed him into the choir. So they've had some experience, but we have one young member who's a daughter of one of our regulars, who's only 13.
Okay.
And she's had no choral experience. And she's a great musician, but so it's kind of an interesting process, really. We have some people who have limited choral experience, but they get it when they're with us.
Is it nice to introduce like the younger generation to the choral experience? Because I think sometimes maybe they kind of want to move away from those traditional things and start and do something a little bit more out there or modern, I guess maybe.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Although, have you ever sung in a choir?
Oh no, they wouldn't let me in.
Why? Well, but it's like the Laguna Woods community, right? So this is a community kind of experience,
Right.
and a lot of really great personal interactions happen in the process of learning the music and singing together. A balance that's achieved within the choir, and then our director, his name is Ray Medina. He's really great at bringing out sort of emotional aspects of the pieces. So it's not just a boring choir concert. It really yanks at your heartstrings because of the way he's chosen to instruct us in phrasing and things like that. So
Now, I imagine, like you said, you've been rehearsing since September, and to the layperson, I think, well, don't they know the songs by now? But like you said, there's nuances and there's things you can bring to it that you don't discover until you get that ensemble group together and say, oh, this voice would be perfect here, or this, and then you kind of almost fine-tune the performance, right?
exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's that like when you first start off until you get to that point of like, we're ready? What's that transition feel like as a performer?
Yeah, a couple of these songs, well, I would say 3 of the songs we're doing on the program are really quite challenging. This choir is up to it, but the number of hours we've put in just with those 3 songs has been incredible because they're just really difficult. I wanted to mention one, which is really interesting. So if you look at the song list, besides the ones I've mentioned before, we're doing a piece that's written in Hebrew, which was written in Israel in the 70s. It's called Bashana Haba'ah, which translated means next year. And this is something that was, as I said, written in the 70s. And I just want to say what it means in English. So next year, when peace will come, we shall return to the simple pleasures of life so long denied us. You will see how good it will be next year. And that,
That's a beautiful song of hope, and renewal.
and given what's going on right now
Yeah.
in Israel, is like very that's amazingly.
It couldn't be more profound at this time, most certainly.
It is.
When did you get your start in singing?
Me?
I mean, your voice. I mean, have you always had this voice? You're 12 years old, walking around.
I went to UCLA as an undergraduate, and I started singing in a men's quartet.
Okay.
There, and I've been singing and performing ever since. Even though that's not my job. I mean, I'm an academic by training. Before we ended, I wanted to mention one program that one activity that the choir is involved in called Stars of Tomorrow. Is this something you've heard of?
No.
Okay, so the big community outreach that we do, in addition to the singing, is we sponsor a competition among high school age students in Orange County to compete for scholarship prizes.
Okay.
We give away anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000 each spring. It's a spring program. Now we're running it all through video auditions.
Okay.
We usually have 50 or 60 high school students who apply. Then we take the top 10 in each of 2 categories. One is musical theater, and the other is classical music. And there's a panel of experts that choose the 3 top people in each category, and each of them gets prize money. And then
That's terrific.
Then we feature one of them at each of our concerts. So at Laguna Woods, we will feet one of the winners.
Star Search, the old.
Well, kind of.
It's perfect. No, it's great.
And some of these people have really, gone on to star on Broadway. It's a great success story.
It sounds like a great launching pad as well. Well, all right. South Coast Singers presents All Is Bright. It's going to be Sunday, December 10th, over at 4 p.m. at the Geneva Presbyterian Church, and again on Sunday, December 17th, over at Presbyterian Church of the Master in Mission Viejo.
Yes.
Dennis, thank you so much for joining us.
Michael, a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
When we come back, it's going to be Cole Young and Sports Corner. Stay with us.